My article looks at memory in urban space. So how memory is represented in urban space through memorials, through ruins after war, through reconstructions, remakings of urban space. So I look at cities, and in this case, Belgrade, as arenas of representing memory, but also conditioning and making memory. So Belgrade, the city I focus on in this article, I look at both from the perspective of the post Second World War memorial landscape, and then after 1999, the NATO bombings. So I look at a bit of the longue durée in the city, and I focus in the first part on the debates after 1945 on the processes, and this is mostly done through an analysis of the historiography already existing. There's a lot of great work out there, but I want to look at the longue durée. So I bring into dialogue with what happens actually after 1999, and here I draw on some years of work with interviews and focus groups and discussing with architects and architecture students and different city makers and different planning levels in the city, but also with people living in Belgrade to participate in observation. And so I focus on architects because while in my other work I look at, let's say, a constellation of actors in making memory in the city, I wanted to trace how architects have seen themselves as actors of memory and how they were involved both in socialist Yugoslavia, but also in mostly after the fall of Milosevic into different memorial projects. So how do they see themselves? What are their motivations? But also how do they relate with commissions from the state, local communities, as we see in the socialist period, and to dynamics today? To what extent were architects more empowered in socialism rather than today? What is the level of participation? So it's looking at making of places of memory through this analysis of this particular group of actors, but also how they relate with the others. And to do so, I based, as I said, on the historiography, on interviews, but also on the hermeneutic methods drawn from architectures. What do these memorials mean? How they relate to the city? Where are they located? So, for instance, there are places of memory that are really central, but actually they're hidden. So, how does it work at the level of the city? So, the city is an arena, is a canvas of memory, but it's also a place of different processes, and architecture is one of them. And why architecture is because it's always there. We live surrounded by architecture, and memorial architecture in particular is meant to mean something about a relationship to memory, but does it really? And we have to question also this process of making memorial architecture. So I hope this is going to be an interesting journey for you. So, and please, if you have any questions, you can email me.